My name is Hardia, just who I'll be. Rocking this mic so viciously. What a world. Peace and blessings. Peace, blessings, a whole lot of love. God is Hardia. I'm a little annoyed right now. Because I remember someone saying that adultery is between the adults, the husband and the wife. That's a bold-faced fucking lie. When you have a family unit, a husband, wife, and children, everything that husband and wife does affect the children, whether directly or indirectly. So when a parent steps out on their spouse and there are children involved, the children are betrayed as well. Older children who may feel angry or betrayed when they find out that a parent is having an affair may respond by acting out. Behavior issues is a sure sign that a child has been affected by that adulterous affair of his or her parent. Parental affairs can also become the training ground for a child's adult behaviors, and they're saying if a mother or father cheated in an extramarital affair, that child or those children may grow up and do the same shit. So what kind of examples are you setting for your child when you betray your family? A willful adolescent, he said, may blackmail the adulterous parent as a result and grow out of control. So that's just like me cheating on my spouse and my child found out. My child gonna blackmail me. So the child doesn't tell the other spouse. Who put their children through shit like that? Adultery is not a marriage problem that does not involve the children. When parents are in crisis, so too their children. Their children are in crisis as well. When a house burns down, the children along with adults become homeless. The same is true when infidelity plagues a family. The turmoil, fear, uncertainty, the anger, the tears, the withdrawal, the accusation, the distraction, the fighting affects everyone and the family, in particular children who by nature are very sensitive and dependent upon their parents for emotional and physical stability and safety. When adultery leads to divorce, everyone takes a hit. Even considering the option of divorce is enough to cause emotional pain that is not forgotten. A family is like passengers on a boat. If the boat sinks, everyone drowns. Using this analogy of a sinking boat and take it one step further, adults know how to swim, but often children do not. The same is true with the divorce. Most adults can't handle the breakup of their marriage or committed relationship and move forward, even if it's a difficult and painful one. Research shows that often this is not the case for children. Children from divorce homes are at increased risk for academic, social, and emotional injury and failure. Now, if it's a toxic marriage, then there needs to be divorce because you're not benefit the children when you're sitting in a relationship or marriage that is not healthy. But adultery does affect children, and people need to do their research. Maybe if they did their research, they'll think twice about freaking messing up a family. Children go through more pain that can last a lifetime than them damn adults. Because the adults can eventually get through that pain, that betrayal. But when it comes to a child, they go through a lot of things when a parent steps out on the family. Because you're not just betraying the spouse, you are betraying your damn children. How to ruin your child's chance of a happy love life. Have a fucking affair. And the damage is worse the older they are when you stray. We go back. Look around today, and in many ways, modern parents have never been so tuned into their children's need. They know that to thrive, children require enough sleep, additive-free foods, and stimulation through the best educational toys, sports, music, and after-school activity. Yet, all too often, parents fail to provide what their offsprings need most: a constructive and loving relationship between the only two parents a child will ever have in their life. There is something badly wrong with society when we put our entitlement to sexual stimulation and release above the needs of our children. If we then rush into a separation or divorce, we feel them at least as much as we have felt ourselves. Jean Duncombe, a sociologist who has conducted extensive research on the subject, says, I'm puritanical when someone tells me they're having an affair because of the work we've done on the impact of divorce of the children. If people say to me that the children don't know, I say, are you sure? Or think about what you're doing to the children. And I never would have said that 20 years ago. For parents who have affairs are not only lying to their partners, they are often deceiving themselves about the impact their infidelity can have on their offsprings. So those ignorant ass mother effers who going to say that adultery is between the adults only, the children are too young to understand what's happening. Their reason, in any case, it doesn't concern them, and children are resilient. All of this evidence points to the contrary. People don't just betray their partners when they shatter family life with a serious affair. The sad truth is that their children grow up believing their parents have been unfaithful to them too. There is substantial research on the short and long-term effects of divorce if it isn't handled well. That's why even when you go get a divorce, like I filed my divorce petition, but I'm not trying to fight it out in court where my child got to be dragged in to testify against her. I don't want the judge asking my daughter, where you want to live. I don't want my daughter to have to tell the judge, well, my dad got drunk in front of me and passed out. Or my dad was drunk and when he took me to the store, he was talking to women. Or my dad brought his side chick to the house. I don't want my daughter to have to repeat that crap. So when I filed for a divorce petition, I was asking for full custody, no child support. Because as a mom, he's not capable of having unsupervised visits. He's not capable of making decisions for my child. He's done proved that. And I don't want my daughter to have to live through all the shit she's been through concerning her father. I didn't have to tell my daughter anything. Her father exposed her to it all. I didn't have to say your dad is cheating on me. Because adultery is so fucking deep. My daughter had experienced so much anger after the incident was exposed, but we got her back on track. And then I allowed him to re-enter her life, and he still. How you going to say to your daughter you want your family back, but you were still sleeping with the same freaking quote-unquote woman that looks like a man, because this is my daughter's exact words. How you going to tell your daughter that you never going to divorce your wife, that you love your daughter and your wife, you want your family back, and your wife gives you that opportunity, but you still over at the side chick's house? The same woman that got you on child support because her ass is on welfare. I had to take a look at myself. This gets so personal because if it was just me and him, it would have been much easier to deal with. But you exposed your daughter to this bullshit. And then when you had an opportunity to correct it, you still was doing wrong to the point that the girl doesn't want to have anything to do with her father. So to say that adultery does not affect children, those people who say that need to get a slap upside their damn head. Because every decision that a mother and father makes affects that child. If you're using drugs, if you can't keep a job, if you're an alcoholic, if you're out there having affairs, if you're out there making babies outside, of all that shit affects your child. Even a child that's born of an adulterous affair does not have their own family, that shit affects them too. Because there are some men who have cheated and got the side chick pregnant, the side chick decided to have that child in the hopes of keeping that man, but that man said, fuck this side chick, and walked away, and that child grew up without a relationship with that man who cheated with his or her mother. Be careful what you do to your children, because at the end of the day, you got to pay the price. Peace, blessings, and a whole lot of love. God is Hadia. My child is more important to me than an eggplant. And any man that can do the stuff that this man did to his daughter does not deserve to be in that child's life, because it doesn't benefit the child in a positive way. I want my children to grow up healthy, emotionally and mentally. I don't want my children carrying on any motherfucking anger that stems from what their parent did to them. Gotta go.